So why would I build another table saw? I built this one mostly as a challenge to myself, but people have been asking me for plans for it. But it really doesn't make that much sense when you can buy a table saw like this one sometimes for as little as $100 new. A friend gave this one to me for free, and now that I've played around with it, I realize it's really not very good, and I much prefer using my homemade table saw instead. Even though this takes a 10-inch blade, the maximum depth of cut is just shy of 3 inches. That's still more than my homemade table saw, but with the same size blade, the homemade one will do actually much better than this one. It's quite loud compared to the homemade one. Let me demonstrate. The table on this one is way too small to do very much with, and there's a huge gap around the blade, so you really can't work very well with small stuff. And the way this is made, there's no way you could make your own insert for this. And the fence on this thing is also, well, a bit on the flimsy side. Looking inside the saw, like any saw in the $200 or less price range, the mechanism is this piece of stamped sheet metal, which is just on the one side, and this screw here moves it up and down. And it just doesn't give that much support to the motor unit. In fact, there's a bit of play on it too, so you're just never going to get really good cuts with it. On my homemade saw, the motor support is much more solid. I have a Makita handheld circular saw in here, and it's screwed to this bracket, which is hinged on this side, and on this side is the depth adjustment mechanism. And I've also got a tilt mechanism on here. I've used this saw quite a bit now, and it gets quite dusty inside, even though I usually run it with a dust collector hooked up. And this here is especially of concern. Now, while this saw is actually not too bad to use, it was quite difficult to make it work properly. And one thing that's really annoying is the way this depth adjustment works, because it tends to stick. So I think I want to make the depth adjustment to be more like this, like my tilt adjustment here, which is not prone to sticking. And to simplify the saw, I think I'll get rid of the tilt adjustment, which allows me more room to reinforce this, which means I can use cheaper melamine coated particle board for the top instead of the nice birch plywood. So I designed a simplified and improved homemade table saw, which I'll build in upcoming videos.